Guys, welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my channel. We've got an awesome optic review for you guys today from Athlon. We're going to be talking about the new ARES BTR Gen 3 2.5 by 15 by 50 millimeter scope. If y'all have not seen any of my previous videos on Athlon optics, I've got a wide range of different videos where I'm doing unboxing, testing. You've seen these optics on guns during accuracy reviews. Needless to say, I'm a very big fan of Athlon for a wide range of different reasons. And some of those reasons are they offer a lifetime warranty on all of their optics, which is a big deal, especially for somebody who is relatively rough on their equipment like I am, traveling from state to state, hunting, you know, somewhat in some harsh conditions. Having that lifetime warranty is a big deal. Number two, they're budget friendly. They make scopes for just about everybody out there. If you're somebody who is going to be shooting on the precision rifle series, they have precision rifle optics. If you're somebody who just wants a very basic plain Jane scope that you maybe want to put on a 22 that's, you know, very, very cheap and economical, they make that for you as well. So that's one thing that I really value about Athlon is they offer optics for a wide range of different shooters that are out there. And to me, that somewhat fits the bill for what Southern Extreme TV is about, because we use some high-end stuff on the channel, but also, you know, the budget-friendly options is where this channel kind of got its birth in the reviewing market, if you will. So I always try to keep that near and dear to the channel. But let's talk about this scope here. So this is the ARES BTR Gen 3. Again, this is the third generation of it. This is a mil optic that I've got right here. 50 millimeter objective lens, 2.5 base mag, goes all the way up to 15. Really excited about this because I love this lineup that Athlon has been putting out for the last 3 generations. So really excited to see what changes they've made here and to see what is inside this box. So let's open this thing up. A couple instruction manuals. We've got a set of precision rings from Athlon. We've got a, ooh, this is nice. So this is an aluminum scope cap that actually looks like it screws into the 50 millimeter objective lens. So that's really nice. You've got a sunshade. So for those of you that like having sunshades on your optic, you've got that option as well. Let's see, and you've got, I figured I was missing it, there's the other aluminum end cap that goes onto the front focal plane. So let's set this box. I'm gonna set it right here just in case I have to reference some talking points. But let's open up, I want a rubber band. Let's open up this scope and give you guys a first impression, what I think about it, where I think this scope can be utilized in the shooting world. Really awesome. So right here they've got some warnings about torque wrench requirements, just making sure that you're torquing your scope rings down accurately on this thing, because if you torque your scope rings too much on this type of optics, or any optic for that matter, you can damage the housing. So that's a big deal. Right off the bat, I want to talk about just the fit and finish and feel. This is a really nice optic, just based off what it feels like. One thing that I'm a big fan of is, even though they have exposed turrets up here, these turrets have really big numbers, so you can see it very easily, but I like it that they're low profile. What I've been seeing a lot in the market lately is these exposed turret optics. They want to have these turrets sticking way up high, and from maybe a precision rifle series perspective, maybe that's nice, having a taller knob that you can reach up and get to. But from a hunting perspective, I really want these knobs to be as low profile as I can possibly get them. And to me, this scope does that. Mainly because if I'm carrying my firearm in and out of the woods, usually I'm going to be carrying it on my shoulder, so the scope's going to be vertical, or I'm going to be carrying it down by my side. And I don't want these knobs catching on vines or brush, or anything that I'm passing by, because, you know, that's could potentially damage the scope, could potentially damage your firearm. And it could obviously knock the scope off if you bang it too extremely hard. But to me, I really like the fact that these are very low profile, they're big, they're robust, and I don't know if y'all can hear that, put up here next to my mic. Those clicks are extremely audible. So that is a awesome deal right there. Now, the one thing that I am noticing with this is it does not have a mechanism where a lot of scopes that I'm seeing also nowadays is you pick the turret up or you pull the turret out, and then that is what unlocks, if you will, the turret to where you can make those adjustments. This one does not have that. Now, if you're somebody who is going to be shooting where you need to make real quick adjustments and you don't have to worry about, making sure that you pick the turret up before you spin it, you're probably going to like that. One thing that I'm probably a little weary of is going to be on my windage dial. There's no way for me to lock this thing in. And I mean, I can set it to 0. Obviously, once I get my gun dialed in, I can remove the end cap, take this off, return it to 0. But again, what I was talking about, if I'm carrying this through the woods and I'm hunting in a hunting situation and this thing gets bumped, maybe I don't know it, now all of a sudden my scope is off. I've got to make sure that I'm always going back up and returning that scope all the way to 0. So I don't mind my elevation turret not having the locking mechanism, because you do have a 0 stop. So right here they've got 3 set screws. When you take this off, you're going to have a 0 stop function in there. Once it's zeroed, then all you're doing is every time you're getting ready to take a shot, you're just looking down and you're just making sure that that scope is all the way zeroed out, because you can't go past 0 once you put your 0 stops in it. So the elevation turret's not that big of a deal to me, but I would have probably liked to have seen the windage turret over here have a function to where I can really lock that in. And if there's a way to lock it in, then I am looking past it. But to me, right now, it does not have that. You've got your side parallax adjustment, which is a big deal for those of you guys that's going to be shooting greater distances, whether you're going to be shooting, 700, 800, 900 yards, or maybe you're going to be shooting 200 to 100 yards. You want to be able to make sure that you can dial that reticle in and make sure that your target is clear and that your reticle is clear. You do get an illuminated reticle with this optic, which is a very big deal. I had probably made a transition to illuminated reticles 6-ish years ago, and I know that a lot of people were really excited about them and shot them, and I just never really seen the need to invest the extra money into an illuminated reticle until I actually got an illuminated reticle and I was in a real-time hunting situation, and the illuminated reticle allowed me to harvest a buck within legal shooting hours, but at last light, where I probably would not have been able to shoot that deer if I had not had the illuminated reticle. So that's a really big deal to me, having the parallax adjustment along with the illumination of the reticle. That makes for an awesome scope put together. Scope is very lightweight. I do really like that. I feel like the older models, the Gen 1 and the Gen 2s, though they were very streamlined and they look good, they were a little on the heavy side in my opinion. This one definitely feels lighter than some of the other series that I had reviewed and looked at in the past, especially with all these features. Now you can get obviously some scopes that just have capped turrets that are just like your normal scope, where you're not going to be making windage or elevation dials, and you can get that weight reduction down a little bit on there, but you're going to lose a lot of the features with this scope that probably you're looking at or wanting to have on your rifle with this style of scope. So let's talk next about the clarity, because that to me is what is going to make or break this optic. So let me get my parallax adjustment together. You'll have to bear with me, because again, this is a raw review. So you've got a Christmas tree style reticle. This is a mil dot system scope. It's not MOA. Man, this thing is clear. So the one thing about it that I would say, if you guys are used to shooting a thicker reticle, like just a normal routine type of daytime optic, you might find this reticle here a little difficult to see, because the reticle is so fine. It's designed to be a very precise, precision style scope. If you dial it all the way out to that 2.5 power, if you were in low light conditions, it would be very difficult to see that crosshair without the illuminated reticle. So again, remember that you do have the illuminated reticle, which is going to allow you, in those low light conditions, it's going to allow you to dial that in to where you can actually see that. But this right here is honestly the clearest Athlon optic that I have reviewed to date. I've reviewed a lot of Athlon optics. I've reviewed some of their even more high-end optics than what this one right here is. And this one honestly is going to be the clearest glass that I have looked through from Athlon. Now, I know they've released some really high-end stuff at SHOT Show this year, and I really think that they've come a long way from where they initially started at, from, you know, some of the first reviews that I was doing with them. But I'm telling you, this right here, I've got a gun build that's coming down the pipeline from Night Stalker Precision. It's going to be a 300 Winchester Magnum, and I can promise you that more than likely this is going to be the scope that's going to be going on. It's going to be going on a 300 Win Mag, something that I can shoot close range, but also something that I can shoot fairly at a fairly long distance if I wanted to. And I think this right here is going to check the boxes for that. I am super impressed with this optic. All the features that you're getting with the screw-in caps, this is a big deal too to me, because that's one of the biggest pains, in my opinion, that's out there, is whenever you get a new scope and you want to protect that glass, you have to go through the headache of trying to find scope caps that's going to do exactly what you want it to do, and that's going to look the way that you want it to look. And the fact that they're offering a screw-in style cap, to me, is a big deal, because that really is going to take care of the glass that's in this optic, and it's going to allow you to get into those really harsh conditions, and have the peace of mind that that glass is going to be protected whenever you get there. So really awesome optic. Congrats to Athlon on the Gen 3 BTR. This is a awesome scope for under $1,000. Again, you know, a lot of these features that this scope has is features that you're seeing on optics that's going to be costing $1,500 to $2,000, and Athlon is able to do this, give you basically the exact same clarity, the exact same features that the other guys are doing, but they're doing it under $1,000, and they are giving you that lifetime warranty, which is, again, a huge deal. No matter what happens to this scope, for the lifetime that you own it, they will replace it, no questions asked, and you will get the scope either repaired or you'll get a brand new scope in its place. So really awesome that they stand behind the manufacturing on their end, enough to the point where they can say that they will offer that lifetime warranty on a scope of this quality. That's a big deal. So if you guys are in the market, you're looking for I'm not going to say a super high-end, but you're looking for a scope that gives you high-end quality and high-end features at not a high-end cost or price point, go over to Athlon's website, take a look at these Gen 3s. I think you guys will be super impressed with what they are doing with these optics and the clarity that you're getting out of this scope. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you guys are new to Southern Extreme TV, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow this thing to 100,000 subscribers, so every click gets me one step closer to that ultimate goal. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see y'all on the next episode.